What's up, guys? This is Rax with another VOD review, and today we're going to be doing a VOD review of one of the matches that we had yesterday unranked. And so we have, oops, my fault. Oops, again. Hold up. Okay, so we have me on Star-Lord, we have Viper on Magneto, we have Jay on Cloak, we have AD or Final Lose on Bucky, we have Abby on Invisible Woman, and we have Flaming Delta on Groot. So it was a tryout thing. So we're just going over like what happened during this match in particular and stuff, and what I saw that we kind of like need to work on as a whole.
The battle starts in 5.
So
4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
So this was a good decision right here, not to, take the right angle instead of just going down main, right? So I'm going on to the left, right? And so this is kind of where the fights started, right? So we have, from me viewing what's up here and stuff, I can see like what they have already. So I did not do a count in my head per se, but already I see Magneto, Bucky, both of their supports, and the thing. So that's a total of 5, right? So then there's one person missing. So what I should have did there was, whenever we see Vision and stuff, we need to do a head count of who is there, who is not there, right? So if we did a head count, theoretically, we would have saw that, hey, somebody is missing, right? So while I'm on the off angle and stuff, just putting pressure on the tanks and from above, here comes Magic on the side, right? So traditionally, we had the means to deal with Magic, and what by the means is that we have Bucky, we have Groot, and we have Invisible Woman. And what I mean by those characters is that Bucky can hook any diver that is diving the team, for example, and then Groot can capitalize on that pull and wall off the pulled opponent, and Invisible Woman can keep them in with her pull, right? So traditionally, we had Flaming Delta die first. Okay, so how did he die first? So I'm trying to see how he died first when, hold on. Oh, so I'm trying to think, like, really and truthfully. So right here, right? I'll just say this like right here, okay? So traditionally, AD went back, okay? So everybody kind of like went down here, right? So did you have bubble? So right here, okay? Now Viper, I know that you don't play tank, and I appreciate you going tank for this tryout and stuff, but what should have happened right here is that you should have bubbled Viper, Delta, because that way he wouldn't have taken so much damage and died right here, because both healers are right there, and so traditionally speaking, he should not have died right there. I feel like myself. Now granted, because of him dying, we don't get a pick on the thing, because thing was half health, but at the same amount of time they're on the point, right? And so I get bubbled because what was going on with me?
Looks like the mission area is yours to capture now.
They had turned their sights on me and I got hit.
The mission area is yours.
Now we do get the magic, but we did not push in, right? So as a tank Viper, like I said, even though you don't play tank and stuff, this is where you push in, because if we don't have a front line, then we can't push in as a whole. So now our support is down because, let me see what was going on with you. Yeah, see, like right here, because of you walking back, we lost somebody, and so they took advantage of that. So really and truthfully, it was just just a tank problem right here. That's really it. That's all I really see that's happening here. It's just that it was a tank problem. And so, because as a tank, you don't want to be, scared and stuff. Now, traditionally, like right here, we lost support. That's when you need to be scared. But that whole time, you should not have been scared. You should have been able to just poke at them, keep going, and stuff like that, right? And you still had your bubble, so obviously we're poking at them from right here, which is still good. Now, with Delta doing the walls so close, they're not pushing up too far. So you don't want to waste your walls and just have them be gone. So traditionally, he should have kept playing poking and just did like seed bombs and stuff, and then once we started pushing as a whole, then start putting up the walls and stuff. See, like right there. So because we're pushing up, now they can't do anything. Right? So now we're pushing a little bit, and so now we're still together as a team right here. And so this is kind of where the supports should have been upright, should have stayed up right here, because like I said, with mechanically right here and stuff, we're up, right? So now Magic's flanking both of you. So this is where y'all kind of disperse a little bit. Now, granted, she wasn't able to kill anybody, which was good. So I appreciate y'all for living and stuff. So I'm trying to do damage. I get bubbled, right? Because I have to maximize my blaster barrage as best I can. So right here, okay. Who? Okay, Jay ulted, and then they ulted in response, right? So now this is kind of where everybody should have at least been pushed up, at least a fight for momentarily and whatnot. So yeah, just momentarily, okay? Because like I said, we need to have a front line and stuff like that, right? And with Viper being pushed back, you're not getting your ult and stuff, right? Now, don't get me wrong, I kill their support, right? I kill their support. And so now I whittled down their whatchamacallit, right? Their support. Okay. So right here. So how many seconds did he have? So like I said, with traditionally counting supports and stuff, we want to keep a mental note in our head, okay? Now, imagine if Delta had waited, right? Had waited for the Luna ult to go down, because let's restart when she ulted, right? Hold on, give me a second and rewind.
More than half of the mission area. Keep going.
So I'm gonna keep my perspective on her. Okay. See, a whole 12 seconds, right? So if Delta had waited 2 seconds, I mean, not 2 seconds. Waited until at least 2 to 3 seconds. Then AD could have ulted, and then we could have killed everybody. Okay. Traditionally, like I said, we want to keep the time in our heads. Okay. So traditionally, one thing that we need to work on is memorizing the support ult timing and how long they last, because that will help us gauge on how we want to win the fight. Okay. And so with Luna's lasting for so long and stuff, we didn't really have anything to kill her straight outright. We didn't have a Luna of our own being able to do her ult then damage boost. We did not have that. So in this scenario, we would have had to play off of knowing the timing, right? So see right here, right? She's still at 8 seconds. Boom, and then he ults. So technically speaking, we wasted about 2 ults because we did not count down the seconds of the how long Luna ult lasts. Okay. Because in theory, if we waited at least till she was at 3 to 2 seconds, the Groot ult would have worked, and then the Bucky ult would have worked as well. Because guess what? With everybody being right there, we could have killed just about at least 2 of them and then got more value off of the Bucky ult, right?
It's okay.
Now I'm taking that off. So now I'm going off of perspective. Because so now the magic gets a kill on us.
You need me.
Luckily, he did not get much value, so that was a good bubble, Viper. So that was actually really good. He did not get that much value from it. But now at the same time, we're losing right here. So now we're down practically everybody. And we only killed 1 person from that fight. Yeah, this is where everybody was staggering, and yeah, we lost that fight, unfortunately.
Almost yours.
I don't think we touched it. Yeah, we did right here. Okay.
You'll have to keep fighting until we have a winner.
So right here, right here. Okay. With playing Invisible Woman, you don't have to be directly in the circle to cast it. So really and truthfully, when you were at that ledge right there, you could have did it right there, and basically they would just had to focus on you. Okay. But if you were positioned well enough, they would not have been able to kill you, right? Because I was begging for the ult right here because I'm low, and then boom, you did it, right? But at the same time, like I said, it could have been done a lot sooner, okay? So now, we did not kill the thing somehow, okay? But we did kill their Magneto, right? And everybody just kind of gets hit back here. So right here, I was trying to aim for the back line, and I got frozen in midair. And yeah, and then we kind of got ground stomped by magic. Yeah, that is how we lost that fight, because here is what happened. Okay, we did not act accordingly as a team right here, because they did not have a support ult. So everybody should have been down here just brawling and pushing up, but we kind of fall back a little bit. Okay, The only people that should be back here is Abby and Jay. Everybody else should have been up. So Bucky or AD, you should have been up, right up here, or at least like right here to where you can see them. And then we would have killed everybody kind of like back here from how much space is being taken, right? And then, you know, there could have, I didn't, hold up, did he put another wall? He could have put another wall up because we're pressuring them, right? And we want to aim for the back line, right? Now, granted, they used 2 ults, but at the same time, we could have had so much pressure to where they would have had to force something. Because look, if I'm the only person up and they're all low, then, you know, yeah. That's how we lost that fight. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead to the second part. So now the second part, it will load. Okay. So now the second part, I went the wrong way, which is understandable. And so we switched to Penny. Okay. So if we're going Penny, that means that basically the rest of us should be on main, because typically you want to draw away from Penny flanking. Okay, that is how really Penny should be effective and stuff. And so you want to put the nest like where the back line is, right? So if we're fighting right here, okay, Magic is by herself, so everybody did not move as a team, okay? And the reason why I say we did not move as a team, because if the person that is giving the most trouble out of this is Magic, we need to play around Magic, okay? So I should not have been the one staying back and being like, hey, Magic is right there, and she immediately dived only me, right? And so I'm fighting her and stuff, and she's low wherever she went, right? Where did she go? Yeah, and see, nobody killed her right there. And so because, like I said, we did not do that accordingly, we just kind of like, you know, just messed up that whole thing, right? So in this composition and stuff, in this composition with Namor as a whole, if they don't have a diver like that, Namor should be played with the team. And with me playing Star-Lord, right, I should be the one going on off angles and drawing their attention away from everybody else. Okay, so I would technically be the flanker in a sense, even though Namor is better at flanking and stuff. But traditionally, if we were trying to deal with the Magic as a whole, Namor should have been with the team, with the backline, essentially. So Flaming Delta was the first person to die right here. Okay. Now, again, he was setting up traps, but you set the spider nest. You set the spider nest in public view, and so it did not like work out in your favor, because really and truly you could have put the spider nest right here instead of just all the way up here, because if they're coming around, you don't want the spider nest to be seen. You want it to be difficult to where they have to find it. So now you're basically out of bonus health. Now you can't get away, and so now you're just dead. So that mistake right there is kind of a fault on your own, okay? Because you could have made that whole situation better, and particularly maybe killed the thing or had the thing retreat to where if the spider nest was right here. okay, or even right there. So back to the match at hand. Now, don't get me wrong, you do kill the support and stuff because they just walked in the mine. So now we're getting pressed right here. And Viper gets pulled in. Okay. So with Bucky as a whole, we need to be wary of pull-ins. So right here, she dies to magic. Because we did not do an effective play around that. Because, like I said, when we're down the tank, space is created to be open. And so, with Delta dying and stuff, it put us in a bad position, and Viper got pulled. And so, it just really put us in a position. Okay. So, unfortunately, we had to retreat. I get staggered because I was out of propulsion wise and stuff, and then now Jay died, and so yeah, he dies just okay. So we make a decision to go on high ground, which is excellent as a team, which I do want to note. But right up here, this is where I kind of like look at it. So if we were going on high ground, we should have went what's the face it? We should have went this way. Okay? We should have went this way to go up here instead of just going the whole way around. Okay? And that's on my fault. I forgot that there were stairs there. And so now I see the magic, right? And so I get her off high ground and stuff, but we immediately went back to low ground. Because theoretically we could have had this. And then guess what? All we needed to do was, let's say if we went up those stairs, right? We could have went around here and then took the fight over here. Okay? That way they would not have seen us and seen like what characters we have, stuff like that. Okay? So, what happened here? So right here, I'm up here. And so excuse me. A lot of stuff happened, right? I don't see the spider nest out at all whatsoever. And the spider nest would have been good right here. Because wherever you go, you want to put the spider nest as you want your bonus out. And then plus, if they were diving and stuff, having the spider nest right here, that would have gave them a retreat to go to, right? So again, no spider nest. And so now they gain an advantage and they use their practically 2 ults right here. Boom, and kill 80, right? And so now I told Blake to go on ahead and go. And so this is kind of where everybody should have like pushed up, because Jay is all alone right there. Now this is kind of where Jay is in a bad spot, because even though like he ulted and stuff, he was on alone. He was all alone. Okay, so traditionally, instead of just ulting to the point next time, just stay in the general area where we're fighting, because honestly we could have probably killed every single one of them if they were in that Coco. So like what I would have did was made a kind of like zigzag. So if I did forward, I would have did maybe like back a little bit, and then back up here because, like I said, they were pushed up to where they weren't affected by it.
You've captured more than half
Essentially.
of the mission area. Keep going.
So we're down 2 supports and we couldn't push up, unfortunately, and I'm dead because I apparently took a whole lot of damage. Excuse me. So we're fighting down here, and like I said, traditionally, like I said, I think Namor as a whole is a better flanker than Star-Lord. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm practice on staying with the team and stuff because I know what I need to work on. I need to work on staying with the team rather than, you know, going on high ground and stuff like that. But if I do transverse on high ground, I need to come back and stuff and play with the team and whatnot, because that way that everybody can see like, hey, I'm immediately flipping in, bubble me, stuff like that, right? So doing that as a whole, Namor's a better flanker. So if we're ever going to need a flanker, we're just gonna start doing Namor as a flanker, and then if need be, if they do have a diver, we'll just do Namor and backline. Okay, so it's just really matchup dependent. Okay, so right here, AD gets a kill on their support, then he gets a kill on another support. So he created a big opening for us, and so I just wanted to point that out where that was actually really good squid placements, and so they killed both of the supports, which is really good. So now we're hopping in as a whole because now they're down supports, and so we can push in. Okay. But unfortunately, I don't know what happened here. Why was Jay so slow? Oh, so this is where... Okay, so that's why you died. So, like I said, this is one of the habits that I'm pointing out because even though you notice the magic up top, you have Namor to help you. So there was no need to forget, like, hey, there's a Bucky right there, and die to the Bucky, right? Because if you notice that the Bucky was right there, you could have still escaped. Because you halted your movement because of looking up at magic. And so then you get slowed by Bucky, and then boom, 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 you're dead. So unfortunate though, but still at the same time, we still get the Bucky regardless, but now the magic is by herself. And he does get the magic too, right? So I'm pushing up with the team and we're doing this as a whole. Now don't get me wrong, you're back, but you know, we're pushing up. Shooty, they force burst and stuff. Now that's a good, what do you call the thing? Spider nest. So now they as a whole.
My shields are down.
Honestly, with how much damage she's taken, we actually could have killed her if everybody just kind of like pounced on her. Yeah. Now, hold up. Who ulted though? So, I think it did kill both of them because of that damage boost. I think so. So that was really good on Abby and AD's part on that, because they helped us win that portion of the fight. So good stuff. They do destroy the spider nest, which is okay, but still we got healing and stuff, right? And so now I get my ult in time. Kill, boom, and then now we won that fight. Okay. So this is where we unfortunately kind of lost it. Okay. So let's fast forward a little bit. What happened?
I'm feeling a bit exposed.
Clear the way.
Okay, so right here. So we Jay did not use his ult at all whatsoever, and so that's kind of where the awareness has to come from. Okay, because you built your ult in time, you didn't use it, and so it really puts us in a bind because you have two people. Well, you have two people back here that are low health and need a support, and they're pushing us hard with the cloak ult. And so also right here, she has no armor. Okay, so here's what happened. Okay, number one, we did not do Magneto's Meteor M. That could have eliminated that right there, the Luna ult, if it was aimed properly, because they really don't have any way to block it except for Magneto trying to. Okay, that's one thing. B, we did not use cloak ult. That's another big issue with a habit that I've seen numerous times, is that when you have ult, Jay, you don't use it. And so when it's not just to be oblivious to surroundings, you're not looking at your screen, because right here you should have been ulted, and I'm talking about insta click. Because like I said, when whoever is playing support, when y'all see a support ult go off, you should be like, hey, if we have a support ult, y'all use it. Okay, and like I said, to avoid double ulting, I did say, Jay, you ult first and then Abby ult second. Jay, you should have been ulted, because right here you could have been avoided dying. And I'm talking about right, okay, as soon as you saw this, you should have been like, hey, let's ult right quick, because I think Cloak's ult lasts about 6 seconds. I think so. Just wanted to be sure. I think so. Here's the thing, right? She ulted in, right? Boom, boom, right here. That should have been your cue.
I've always been a heavy.
Right here. Because yours lasts 6 seconds. You would have been totally fine. Now, if you were under pressure, instantly pop it. Okay? The worst thing you can do in this game is die. So, if you're getting pressured, which you weren't, you should have ulted. Because we would have outlasted by at least 1 second on that cloak ult. Or, like I said, two things could have happened here. Okay? Now, Viper's getting pressured. So unfortunately, he could not do his Meteor M. But all the way back here,
I'm feeling a bit
as soon as he saw that, he should have Meteor M'd. That would have alleviated some of that pressure. But he did not. Okay? Then, because if you Meteor M'd, it would have canceled out Bucky shooting, and Magneto would have had to come up with something. Okay? B, since Viper didn't do that, it fell onto Jay. Right? It fell onto Jay. Okay? And so with Jay not ulting here, we ultimately lost that fight that way. So theoretically, we lost that fight in two ways. One, we didn't use Meteor M to fully kill Luna. And B, we did not use a support ult Because, like I said, if we knew the timing and counted down 7 seconds, like I said, close ult lasts for 6 seconds. So then we would have outlasted her ult by 1 second. Or her ult would have kept going for at least 1 second. Okay. So that is how we lost that fight. And so now they went in, did all that stuff. We're trying to retreat, do all that stuff. We're getting pressured up here. We can't touch, unfortunately. So yeah, that is how we lost that fight as a whole, and that's what I wanted to point out. So, key points to reiterate is knowing when, how long support ults last, and how long, so in theoretically, key points of this VOD review is to learn how long each support ult lasts. Okay. Then B, knowing when and what abilities can cancel out what. Because like I said, in that last fight, we probably could have won that. Because if Viper Meteor M'd and got it to full capacity, boom, killed the ult. Then boom, if we counted down from 12 to at least 7 or 6, Jay could have ulted and we would have been able to live also. Okay. So ultimately, that's the big takeaways from this as a whole. Once I post this on my YouTube, which will be today, next week, which will be Saturday, there will be a quiz on some things. So, for example, one of the key points is knowing how long support ults last. Maybe some of those questions will be how long each support ult lasts. You may never know. Okay? So, I hope y'all take some good notes from this, see what I'm talking about, and hope y'all enjoy.